Good morning, all of you. Hope you have studied ileum. Today we will start with the demonstration of pubis and ischium. This thin bone is known as pubis. It forms the antero-inferior part of the hip bone. It forms the anterior 1/5 part of the acetabulum. This pubis has a flat part which is known as body of the pubis. This is known as the superior ramus and this is the inferior ramus. This body of the pubis has a upper border or the superior border which is known as pubic crust. This pubic crust extends from a tubercle. This tubercle is known as pubic tubercle to the upper margin of the pubic symphysis. So this is pubic crust. This body has three surfaces. This is the anterior surface. This anterior surface is roughened in the superomedial part. This surface is the symphysial surface. This symphysial surface of the pubis articulates with the symphysial surface of the pubis of the opposite side hip bone to form pubic symphysis. And this is the pelvic surface. It's related to the urinary bladder. Now, this is superior ramus. This superior ramus has three borders and three surfaces. This border, which extends from the pubic tubercle to the acetabulum, is known as obturator crust. This border is anterior border and it is rounded and known as obturator crust. This border, which extends just behind the pubic tubercle to the iliopubic eminence, this border is known as superior border. The other name for this is pectineal line or pecten pubis. The third border is the inferior border. The inferior border is sharp border and there are three surfaces. Between this obturator crust and pectineal line, there is a triangular surface. This triangular surface is known as pectineal surface. Between this pectineal line and this inferior border, this surface is known as pelvic surface. This surface is related to ductus deferens in males and round ligament in females. This surface, which is between this obturator crust and inferior border, is the obturator surface. And can you appreciate a groove here? This groove is known as obturator groove, and through which obturator nerves and vessels pass. Now, this is inferior ramus. This inferior ramus joins with the ramus of the ischium to form conjoint ischiopubic ramus, which we'll do separately. Now, coming to the attachment, the pubic tubercle, I just told you the spermatic cord crosses in front of it. This pubic tubercle gives attachment to inguinal ligament. Inguinal ligament is attached on the anterior superior iliac spine to this pubic tubercle. The another attachment on this pubic tubercle is the ascending loop of the cremasteric muscle. Then there is attachment of the lateral crust of the superficial inguinal ring. Superficial inguinal ring is a gap in the aponeurosis of external oblique muscles. On this pubic crust, on the anterior margin, there is attachment of the anterior wall of the rectus sheath. Pubic crust, on the medial part, there is attachment of the medial head of rectus abdominis muscle. And on the lateral part, there is attachment of lateral head of rectus abdominis muscle along with the pyramidalis muscle. On this anterior surface, on the margin of this pubic symphysis, there is attachment of a ligament, ventral pubic ligament or anterior pubic ligament. On the angle between this pubic crust and pubic symphysis, there is attachment of adductor longus muscle. Here, lateral to the anterior pubic ligament, there is attachment of a muscle, gracilis, which extends to the ischiopubic ramus. Lateral to that, there is attachment of a muscle, adductor brevis muscle. And along the margin of this obturator foramen, there is attachment of obturator externus muscle. On this pelvic surface, there is attachment of a puboprostatic ligament. Here there is attachment of levator ani muscle, and here there is attachment of obturator internus muscle. It's like this. Here there is attachment of obturator internus muscle. Now, this obturator groove, I already told, it is converted into a canal by obturator membrane, which is attached on the margin of the obturator foramen, and through this canal obturator nerves and vessel pass. On this superior ramus, on this surface there is attachment of pectineus muscle. On the pectineal line, on the medial end, there is attachment of conjoint tendon. Conjoint tendon is formed by the two tendons. Conjoint tendon is formed by the aponeurosis of internal oblique muscle and transverse abdominis muscle. In front of this, there is attachment of lacunar ligament, which is one of the reflection of inguinal ligament. In the whole extent of the pectineal line, there is attachment of a ligament, pectineal ligament, starting lateral to the lacunar ligament. On the pectineal line, there is also attachment of fascia covering the pectineus muscle. Pectineus muscle is attached on this surface, and the fascia covering the pectineus is attached on this pectineal line. There is also a muscle known as psoas minor muscle. That psoas minor muscle is attached on this pectineal line and also on the iliopubic eminence. This psoas minor muscle is present in 40% of the people. Okay. And this surface is related to the ductus deferens and the ground ligament of uterus in females. Now, coming to the ischium. Ischium, it forms the posterior-inferior part of the hip bone. It has two ends. Upper end forms the posterior 2/5 part of the acetabulum, and inferiorly there is a tuberosity which is known as ischial tuberosity. Ischium has three borders. This is the anterior border, which forms the posterior margin of the obturator foramen. This is the posterior border. This posterior border continues above with the posterior border of the ilium. Posterior border forms a part of the greater sciatic notch, and then there is a spine which is known as ischial spine. It is broken here. And below the ischial spine there is a notched area. This is known as lesser sciatic notch. Posterior border extend up to the upper part of the ischial tuberosity. So this is the posterior border of the ischium. The third border is the lateral border. The lateral border extends from the acetabulum and forms the lateral margin of the ischial tuberosity. It is rounded in the upper part. Ischium has three surfaces. This surface, which is present between the anterior border and the lateral border, this surface is known as femoral surface. Which is between the lateral border and the posterior border, this surface is known as dorsal surface. The third surface, which is between the posterior border and the anterior border, this surface is known as pelvic surface. The dorsal surface is divided into three parts. The convex part, which is related to piriformis muscle, sciatic nerve and nerve to quadratus femoris. Then there is a grooved part through which the tendon of the obturator internus and the superior and inferior gemini pass. And then there is a tuberosity, ischial tuberosity. This ischial tuberosity is divided by a horizontal line into a upper quadrilateral area and a lower triangular area. The upper quadrilateral area is further divided by an oblique ridge into supero-lateral part and an infero-medial part. And in the lower triangular part is divided by a vertical ridge into an outer part and an inner part. The third is this part, which is the ramus of the ischium. Ramus of the ischium, it fuses with the inferior ramus of pubis to form conjoint ischiopubic ramus. And this conjoint ischiopubic ramus has an upper border, a lower border, the inner surface and a outer surface. The lower border of this conjoint ischiopubic ramus is everted in males because of the crus penis. Inner surface has two ridges, upper ridge, appreciate here, the upper ridge and a lower ridge, and which divides it into three parts, upper area, middle area and a lower area. Now coming to the attachments of ischium. First of all, on this ischial tuberosity, there is attachment of, on this superior lateral part, there is attachment of semimembranosus muscle. On the inferior medial part, there is attachment of semitendinosus along with long head of biceps femoris muscle. And below, on the outer part, there is attachment of ischial head of adductor magnus, and on the inner part, there is attachment of fatty tissue which sit on this ischial tuberosity. Okay. On this surface, which is the femoral surface, there is attachment of obturator externus along the margin of the obturator foramen, like this, and here there is attachment of quadratus femoris muscle. On this margin of the ischial tuberosity, there is attachment of ischiofemoral ligament. And on the medial margin of ischial tuberosity, there is attachment of sacrotuberous ligament. Then, on the ischial spine, there is attachment of sacrospinous ligament, levator ani and coccygeus muscle. And here on the pelvic surface, there is attachment of obturator internus muscle. Sacrospinous ligament and sacrotuberous ligament, they convert the greater sciatic notch and lesser sciatic notch into foramen. It is like this. The sacrum articulates here. From ischial spine to the margin of the sacrum and coccyx, there is sacrospinous ligament, and on the medial margin of the ischium, there is to the posterior superior iliac spine and related part of the sacrum, there is attachment of sacrotuberous ligament. When these greater sciatic notch and lesser sciatic notch are converted into foramen, few structures pass through it and few structures pass through it. The structure passing through this greater sciatic notch are the piriformis muscle, superior gluteal nerves and vessel, inferior gluteal nerves and vessel, sciatic nerve, posterior cutaneous nerve of thigh, and then pin structure, pudendal nerve, internal pudendal vessel and nerve to obturator internus. These three pin structures, that is pudendal nerve, internal pudendal vessel and nerve to obturator internus, they pass dorsal to this ischial spine and then they enter through this lesser sciatic foramen, like this. These are the pin structures. You can remember it by saying pin. They are not pin structures. You can remember it by a mnemonic pin. Okay. Now, the next is the ischiopubic ramus, conjoint ischiopubic ramus. On this conjoint ischiopubic ramus, on the outer surface, there is attachment of first there is attachment of obturator muscle, then there is attachment of adductor head of adductor magnus muscle, then adductor brevis muscle, then gracilis muscle. On the upper border, there is attachment of obturator membrane. On this lower border, there is attachment of fascia lata, which is a deep fascia of the thigh, and the another fascia, which is known as Colles fascia, which is the membranous layer of superficial fascia. On the inner surface, which is divided into three parts, the upper margin gives attachment to the obturator membrane. The upper area between the upper margin of this obturator foramen and this upper ridge, there is attachment of obturator internus muscle. On this upper ridge, there is attachment of superficial fascia of the urogenital diaphragm. Between this upper ridge and the lower ridge, there is attachment of sphincter urethrae muscle and deep transverse perineum. On the lower ridge, there is attachment of perineal membrane, and On the lower area, there is attachment of crus penis, ischiocavernosus, and superficial transverse perinae. On the lower border, there is attachment of Colles fascia or fascia lata. I repeat, first there is obturator membrane, then obturator internus, then superficial fascia of urogenital diaphragm, then urogenital diaphragm formed by the deep transverse perinae and the sphincter urethrae muscle. Then there is perineal membrane or the inferior layer of urogenital diaphragm. Then there is crus penis, ischiocavernosus and superficial transverse perinae. And then there is Colles fascia and fascia lata. So these are the attachments of the ischiopubic ramus. Okay. Now, on this grooved area, can you appreciate a grooved area here? The tendon of the obturator internus and two gemelli, superior and inferior gemellus muscle, pass through it. Superior gemellus muscle take origin from the upper part of this lesser sciatic notch, and the inferior gemelli take origin from the inferior part of this lesser sciatic notch. And this area, which is convex, it is related to piriformis muscle, sciatic nerve, and the nerve to quadratus femoris. And here obturator internus tendon cross along with the superior and inferior gemelli muscle. Coming to the this cavity, which is known as acetabulum. Acetabulum is formed by all the three bones of the hip bone. The upper 2/5 part is formed by the ilium. The anterior 1/5 part is by the pubis, and the posterior 2/5 part is by the ischium. Here the head of the femur comes and forms the hip joint, which is ball and socket type of joint. Acetabulum has a can you appreciate, there is a horseshoe shaped area which is known as lunate surface, and there is a notch below. This is known as acetabular notch, and this area is known as acetabular fossa. This lunate surface is the articular surface, and this acetabular fossa is non-articular. On this lunate surface there is hyaline cartilage, and on its margin there is attachment of glenoid labrum, which deepens it, the same like the labrum present in the shoulder joint. On the margin of this there is attachment of the capsule of the hip joint. Acetabular notch, there is a ligament, transverse acetabular ligament is attached, and behind it a gap is formed through which the obturator artery and the vein pass. Okay. Now, this margin also gives attachment to a ligament, ligamentum teres femoris, which is a triangular ligament which is attached on this margin, and also and another attachment is on the femur, on the head of the femur. Here there is a fovea on this. Coming to this foramen, which is known as obturator foramen. This foramen is oval in case of males, and it is larger in males, while in females it is triangular in shape and it is smaller. This foramen, on the margins of this there is obturator membrane is attached. The whole thing, obturator membrane is attached. On the outer surface of that there is attachment of obturator externus, and on the inner surface there is attachment of obturator internus muscle. I hope it is clear. Now, coming to the ossification of this bone, there are 3 primary centers and 5 secondary centers for this bone. The 3 primary center, the one is for the ilium, which comes in the second month of intrauterine life. The second is for ischium, which comes in the third month of intrauterine life, and one is for pubis, which appears during the 4th month of the intrauterine life. The ramus of the ischium and the inferior ramus of the pubis, they fuse during the 7th year. At birth, most of the bone is ossified except 3 cartilaginous parts are there. One is this whole of the iliac crust is cartilaginous. This Y-shaped cartilage of the acetabulum is cartilaginous, and a strip near the lower margin of the conjoint ischiopubic ramus. Secondary center, there are 5 secondary centers. 2 for the iliac crust, 2 for this triradiate cartilage, and 1 for the ischial tuberosity. The secondary centers appear at the puberty and they fuse. The acetabulum is completed by 17 years. So before that, in X-ray you can appear it like a fracture, you can feel, but it is not a fracture. Before 17 years, it fuses in the 17 years. And ossification of the rest of the bone is completed by 20 to 25 years. Hope it is clear. Thank you so much.
Now we will see few pictures for this. Here on the superior ramus upper surface or the pectineal surface there is attachment of pectineus muscle. On the pubic crust there is attachment of rectus abdominis and pyramidalis muscle. On pubis outer surface there is attachment of this gracilis muscle. This is adductor brevis, this is adductor magnus, this is obturator externus muscle. This is ischial tuberosity. On the superolateral part, there is attachment of semimembranosus muscle. On the infero-medial part, there is attachment of semitendinosus and long head of biceps femoris. On the inner part, there is fatty tissue, and on this outer part, there is attachment of adductor magnus muscle. Here you can appreciate this is sacrospinous ligament and this is sacrotuberous ligament. These two ligaments have converted this greater sciatic notch into a foramen and a lesser sciatic notch into a foramen. Here you can appreciate this is obturator membrane and a gap is formed here which is obturator canal. Here from the greater sciatic foramen you can appreciate this is the piriformis muscle is passing, and from this lesser sciatic notch there is obturator internus muscle and the superior and inferior gemellus. And from the greater sciatic notch you can also appreciate the passage of the superior gluteal nerves and vessel, inferior gluteal nerves and vessel, sciatic nerve and posterior cutaneous nerve of thigh. And here you can appreciate the three pin structures which are entering from the greater sciatic foramen to the lesser sciatic foramen. Here in the last, this is the pelvic girdle picture which is seen from above. Here you can appreciate this is the pelvic diaphragm and pelvic diaphragm formed by the levator ani muscle. Thank you. Hope it is clear.